Good morning. This is your friendly lecturer, Sid Rozario. Today I'm going to speak to you about stress. Do you know that stress is the biggest killer in the world now? Everybody is plagued by stress. How does stress come? It comes because of worry. What is worry? Worry is keeping your mind on the things you do not want. If that is the case, why do you keep your mind on the things that you do not want? Because nobody taught us differently. It has become a habit. We worry before, we worry after, and we worry what is coming next problem. That's the trouble with human beings. Now, I'm going to teach you a simple thing. First of all, think of the problem. You've got a problem. Can you solve it? Yes, if you can, then take action and solve it. If you cannot solve it, then reconcile yourself to the fact and just accept it. When you accept it, it loses power over you. You know, stress is a killer, especially for people who work business-wise. Now, I'll tell you the biggest problem. I'll give you a little story of a man who was worrying himself to death because everything was going against him in the business. He had no way of surviving. The business would go bankrupt very soon. In absolute despair, he went outside and sat on a bench in the park. Lo and behold, an elderly man came up to him and sat down next to him. And he said, "Son, you look very worried. What's your problem?" So he told the old man the problem. My business is in diabolical strife. I don't see any way of getting out of this problem. I have no money. Everything is going wrong. The old man said, "What is your name?" He took out his checkbook and wrote a check and gave it to him. He said, "We will meet next year this time, and then you can pay me back the money if you make the money." And he left. After he left, the business fellow looked at the check. It was for $500,000, signed John D. Rockefeller. He said, "Wow, all my problems are over. Now, I don't have to close the business." But then he got a thought. He said, I know what I'll do. I'll put this check in the vault. I won't cash it for 2 weeks. Then he went back. He stopped worrying. He got his inner confidence because he had $500,000 in the vault. Now, he walked differently. He walked like a successful man. Everybody looking at him couldn't tell what happened. He looks different. He walks different. He thinks different. He speaks different. He got on to clients. He negotiated a good deal. They gave him time to pay. He started to talk sales to clients. He got so much of business. He got out of problems in 6 to 7 months. Now he is flourishing. Look at that confidence. See, worry out of the mind. Now he's got confidence. So he's waiting. 1 year's finished. Now he's going to meet the man, John D. Rockefeller, who saved his life. He goes and sits on the same park bench. He waits 1 hour, nothing. Waits 2 hours, nothing. After 3 hours, he sees the elderly man coming towards him. But this time, the man looks a bit confused. He's about to take the check out from his pocket and say, "Thank you, I made it." A nurse comes running up and grabs the old man and says to him, "Sir, I'm sorry. I hope he hasn't troubled you. He always escapes from the hospital, meeting people and telling them he's John D. Rockefeller." There's a laughable point to this, but get the moral of the story. When he stopped worrying, putting pressure on himself, his inner confidence kicked in. The solution was in him all the time. Actually, the check in his vault was a fake check. Where did he get all this boldness? Where did he put on a bold front so the suppliers, the creditors backed him? Salespeople, all the sales start flowing in left and right. He got out of trouble. Moral of the story is, you got the answer in you. Confidence in yourself is so very important. Thank you for listening. As usual, I ask you to write a comment below. This is Sid Rozario signing off with joy. I hope you never ever worry. Thank you.